Hello everyone, this is Tuba Mirza and welcome to Recoding. In the last video, we have already created our registration system. Now let's style our application. For styling our application, we are going to use Bootstrap so we can copy link from its website. Then copy the script code and paste it inside the project. Now let's create a container and wrap all the form and title inside the container. Then for our form input, we can create a form group class inside a div. Then copy and paste our form input and inside input tag mention class as form control. Similarly, we can do for password. For our button, we can add class as btn and btn primary. Let's save our code and check out the website. And here we can see that it is working now. For our page title, we can add class as displayed too, so it will appear a bit bigger. Similarly, we can do for sign up page. Now create nav tag which holds the tag navbar expand medium, navbar dark and background dark. Then we can copy and paste our link inside the nav tag. Then create a link which will have navbar brand logo. Then create a toggle button so that if we squeeze the screen size or view inside mobile or table, will show toggle menu rather than linear design. Then we can create a div which will be class collapse navbar and it will target to button we earlier created. Now create an unordered list which will hold navbar link. Then cut and paste our link inside unordered list. Then we can wrap each link inside a list tag, class it as nav item. Then inside it paste the link and class it as nav link. Similarly, we can do for other links. Inside our error.ejs file, we can also style error panel to show alert, and it should be of type alert. So if the user makes a mistake in writing form input, it will signify that. We can wrap our dashboard and index inside a container and change the style of header. Now let's perform some form validation. To do so, we first need to create a global error variable which will be an array. Then we can check that if the length of our name input is less than 6 characters, we could produce error and signify the user. Similarly, we can check it for email and password according to our choice and push the error if something goes wrong. Then we can check that if there is any error inside our errors variable, then we can re-render the sign up page along with array of errors. And if not, then we can do as usual for creating a user. We can also add extra bit of security by applying regular expression so that if our input string match this condition, it will be okay, or if not, then we can show further error. Now inside our email regular expression, we can wrap our input to match only input. Then we can group different part of email. First will be name of user email, which could include alphanumeric input along with inclusion of full stop, underscores and dashed, as it might common in some email. This part should be around 1 to 30 limit. Then we can handle the rate along with user email provider URL. Similarly, we again group the ending parameter as .com or any other ending parameter. Then we can also see if it has more than two ending parameter. It might be optional as some email might not have this. For a password, we could allow alphanumeric, which could range to 6 to 30 character. We can use our regular expression pattern using text function and pass our parameter. And if the regular expression doesn't match, then we can show respective error. Inside email, we already mentioned the minimum character should be 8. So inside initial group, we can mention it should have 5 character and more, or can mention as on your own experience. Similarly, we can do for password. So we see that our validation is working fine. Similarly, we can copy and paste our code inside sign-in part and refactor some code which we don't require. And our sign-in is also working fine. Now let's work for our session. First, we need to import session from its URL, then inside it. We require session class. Now let's initiate session class as const session equals new session, then add oak as framework. Then await and initialize the session as session.init function. We can cut the code and paste it after the view engine middleware. Then we can pass our session as middleware inside the app. Then inside a registration controller file, we can start inside sign-in router which has post method. We can add the code, then we can check that if email and password has matched or not. If matched, then we can create the session. We can set session as context.state.session.set, then pass a variable along with the value. For checking a session, we need to create a middleware. inside it, we need to import context from Oak module. Then we can create a isUser function which is asynchronous function with parameter as ctxt as context and next as function. Then inside a function we can require the session using get function and save it to variable. Then we can perform check that if our isUser variable. If undefined, then we can redirect its sign in page. Or else we can perform next. Then inside a dashboard controller file, we need to require isUser function and pass it as middleware inside a get dashboard method. So we can check that if we want to go inside the router without any login performed, we won't be able to do that. And if we put credential wrong, then also we get error. So create a user at sign up page. Then log in and we can see that our authentication system is working. We can also dynamically show different menu if user or not. So inside our dashboard render function we can pass as isUser true. Then our header.ejs file, we can perform a check that if isUser is present or not. We can show navbar link according to if not user, then we can show the sign up and home and sign in link. And if user, then we can show a logout button which will be form element with method of post to action at dashboard/logout. Then inside dashboard.ts file in controller folder, we can create a post method to log out user. It will contain the isUser as middleware. It will redirect to sign in page. And we can again set the session as undefined. Now as soon as we click the logout button, we can log out from a dashboard safely. This is how we can create a registration system. So hope you like this video. Please do watch our other video from Deno tutorial playlist and also suggest any topic you want to see in the next video. For now, I'll be signing off. We'll see you in the next video.